In the glittering world of fame, where melodies meet stadium lights, few stories have captivated millions quite like the unexpected union of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. It's a love story that feels straight out of one of Taylor's own songs. Unexpected, dramatic, and yet beautifully real. Taylor Swift has spent nearly 2 decades turning her life into music. Each album is a chapter of growth, heartbreak, and reinvention. From the teenage girl in cowboy boots singing about teardrops on her guitar, to the global superstar commanding sold-out stadiums across continents, Taylor's journey has been nothing short of cinematic. But somewhere along the way, amid the flashing lights, world tours, and endless applause, she found herself craving something rare in her extraordinary world. A sense of normalcy, of connection beyond the stage. That's where Travis Kelce entered the frame. The Kansas City Chiefs tight end was already a star in his own right, a Super Bowl champion with charisma and confidence to match his athletic brilliance. Yet even in the competitive world of professional sports, Travis was known for his heart, grounded, playful, and genuine. When his path crossed with Taylor's, the world didn't just take notice, it stood still. Their story began with a bracelet. At an Eras Tour concert in the summer of 2023, Travis Kelce famously admitted he tried to give Taylor a friendship bracelet with his number on it, a playful, almost high school-style gesture. It sounded like something out of a Swift lyric, but it was real. Taylor didn't receive it that night, yet destiny clearly had other plans. Weeks later, whispers turned into headlines. The singer and the NFL star had connected, and soon Taylor was spotted in the stands, cheering for the Chiefs. Cameras caught her laughing with Travis's mom, waving to fans, and smiling, really smiling, in a way that told the world something was different this time. For once, Taylor wasn't performing, she was simply living. As the NFL season unfolded, so did their romance. Taylor's presence in the stands became the season's most unexpected subplot. Broadcasters mentioned her name as often as they did the scores. For the first time, the intersection of pop and sports created a cultural phenomenon that transcended both worlds. But behind the spectacle lay something more tender. Friends close to Taylor described her as calmer, more centered, and quietly happy. After years of writing about heartbreak, she seemed to have found something stable, a relationship that existed not in the studio, but in the small moments. Travis, too, spoke of her with a kind of reverence, protective yet playful. To understand the magnitude of this connection, one must first understand the weight Taylor Swift carries. She is not just a musician, she is an empire. Her tours generate billions. Her words shape generations. Every relationship, every smile, every move she makes becomes a headline. It takes someone equally confident, equally grounded, to walk beside her without being overshadowed. And that's what Travis brings. In many ways, their pairing symbolizes balance. She, the poetic storyteller, he, the fearless competitor. She commands the stage, he dominates the field. Together, they bridge two very different worlds, proving that fame doesn't have to mean isolation. As autumn arrived, Taylor's fans, Swifties, found themselves learning the language of football, while NFL fans discovered the art of analyzing song lyrics. Social media became a blend of touchdowns and Taylor theories. The cultural crossover was unprecedented, and both seemed to embrace it with humor and grace. But beyond the viral clips and memes, there's something profoundly human about this chapter of Taylor's life. For years, she was defined by her breakups, her feuds, her resilience. She turned pain into poetry, betrayal into ballads. Now the narrative feels different. This isn't about heartbreak, it's about healing. Observers often forget that Taylor Swift has lived most of her adult life under the microscope. Every friend, every gesture, every love has been dissected. Yet somehow, she continues to move forward, with courage and grace. Perhaps that's what makes this new era so powerful. It isn't about a fairy tale ending, it's about choosing joy despite the noise. For Taylor, joy has always been an act of defiance. Whether standing up for artists' rights or reclaiming ownership of her music, she has proven that vulnerability can coexist with strength. Her relationship with Travis seems to mirror that same philosophy. Unguarded, sincere, unapologetically hers. And for Travis, this love story has shown a softer side of an athlete known for his grit and swagger. Suddenly, the man who thrives under the harsh lights of game day is seen quietly holding Taylor's hand, introducing her to teammates or sharing subtle glances that say more than words ever could. Their relationship also reflects a cultural shift, one that celebrates authenticity. In an age where celebrity love often feels manufactured, theirs feels refreshingly organic. They attend each other's events not for publicity, but for support. They laugh, they tease, they live. For Taylor, 2023 and 2024 have marked not just career milestones, new albums, record-breaking tours, but emotional evolution. She's entered what fans call her golden era, a time where she seems most aligned with who she truly is. And in that golden light, Travis stands not as a savior, but as a companion, someone who meets her in the middle of her brilliance, not behind it. Every era of Taylor Swift tells a story. The country beginnings, the pop revolution, the folklore introspection. Each phase has been a reflection of her inner world. But this era, the one intertwined with Travis, feels different. It's not driven by reinvention, but by contentment. For the first time, she doesn't seem to be chasing something. She seems to have arrived. Her fans, who have grown alongside her, recognize this energy. There's a softness in her interviews now, a laughter that sounds unforced. When she speaks about the future, it's no longer with hesitation, but with quiet excitement. Rumors of engagement, whispers of wedding plans, they swirl constantly. But behind the headlines lies a simple truth. Taylor Swift, the woman who turned every heartbreak into art, is finally living her love story, not just writing it. As for Travis, he continues to thrive on the field, but his off-field glow is undeniable. He often says he's just having fun, yet his demeanor tells a deeper story, one of pride and protectiveness. In interviews, when asked about Taylor, his smile says more than any statement could. It's the look of a man who knows he's part of something rare, something worth cherishing beyond fame or fanfare. The world watches, sometimes with skepticism, often with admiration. Some wonder if their love can endure the spotlight. Others simply enjoy the unfolding narrative, because at its core, it reminds us that even the most famous people crave what we all do: understanding, partnership, joy. And that's the beauty of this chapter. It's not about spectacle, it's about sincerity. In the eyes of the public, Taylor Swift may be the biggest pop star on earth, but in the stands of Arrowhead Stadium, she's just a woman cheering for someone she loves. As the lights dim on another concert, as confetti settles on yet another sold-out crowd, Taylor returns to her quiet moments. The laughter shared over dinner, the late-night phone calls, the gentle normalcy of being seen not as an icon, but as a person. Part one of this story closes not with a grand finale, but with a feeling, a sense that Taylor Swift, after years of searching through melodies and metaphors, has finally found harmony in real life.
Because sometimes the greatest love stories aren't written in ink or melody. They're lived between two people who see each other clearly, even when the whole world is watching. As one chapter of Taylor Swift's life gracefully settles, another quietly begins. An era not defined by chart positions or tour grosses, but by the promise of forever. For the first time in years, the word wedding has begun to orbit her name. The rumors started softly, a sparkle on her finger, a whispered comment from a talk show couch, yet they carried a different weight. This wasn't tabloid noise, it was the sound of a woman preparing for a new phase of life, one she had earned through resilience, heartbreak, and hard-won joy. Taylor has always treated each transformation as a rebirth. The fearless girl evolved into the 1989 powerhouse. The introspective writer of folklore became the architect of a global cultural moment with the Eras Tour. But now, evolution feels deeply personal. Behind the glittering stage lights lies a simple truth. Taylor Swift has grown up to be a woman who understands the difference between performing love and living it.
The world has watched her craft every version of romance: innocent first crushes, stormy heartbreaks, secret flings, and cinematic reunions. Her songs carried the emotion of each, painting love in shades of gold and gray. Yet this time, the music seems quieter, steadier, a rhythm of contentment rather than chaos. In interviews, her laughter sounds lighter. Her words no longer guard wounds. They celebrate peace. Friends describe her relationship with Travis Kelce as effortless. It isn't about red carpet perfection, but about shared routines. Sunday dinners with family, private moments away from flashing cameras, genuine support for each other's worlds. She shows up in the stands not for attention, but because she wants to be there. He flies across continents during bye weeks just to watch her perform. These gestures are small, but they carry the weight of sincerity. For Taylor, this love represents something she long sought: safety. Not the kind that hides from the world, but the kind that allows her to face it without fear. Fame once made trust difficult, yet with Travis, she seems to have found what her lyrics always hinted at: a companion who sees the woman before the icon. As wedding whispers grow, fans sense that this next era will not just be about white dresses and vows, it will be about balance. Taylor is a creator who thrives on motion, writing, planning, imagining the next horizon. The idea of marriage doesn't confine her, it expands her sense of home. And in that expansion, she's already writing again, perhaps love songs without heartbreak, stories that glow instead of ache. Professionally, she remains unstoppable. Her business acumen, artistry, and emotional intelligence continue to redefine what it means to be a modern musician. Yet what captivates audiences now is not just her success, but her humanity. Seeing Taylor Swift, the woman who once turned every heartbreak into art, now building a life rooted in joy, feels almost revolutionary. The connection between love and legacy has always fascinated her. In the same way she reclaimed her masters to own her narrative, she now seems intent on owning her happiness. This new chapter isn't about proving anything to anyone. It's about peace. And peace for Taylor might be the boldest statement yet. Of course, public fascination will continue. Every gesture will be magnified, every lyric interpreted. But if the past few years have proven anything, it's that Taylor has mastered the art of living authentically amid the noise. She doesn't hide from the spotlight anymore. She simply lets it illuminate what's real. As she steps toward her wedding era, she does so with the wisdom of a storyteller who has learned that love isn't a grand finale, it's a living, breathing story that changes with time. It's the quiet support before a show, the comfort after a long flight, the laughter that fills the spaces fame can't reach. In the end, perhaps this is what all her eras have been leading to. Not the perfect love story, but the honest one. The girl who once asked, "Is it cool that I said all that?" now answers herself with certainty. Yes, it's cool to be vulnerable, to be happy, to be human. Taylor Swift has always written her own destiny. Now she's simply writing it in a different key. One where love and legacy coexist, where applause fades but affection endures. And as the world waits for the next song, the next tour, the next chapter, Taylor seems content to live in the quiet bridge between them, a bridge built not of fame, but of faith in love. Because in the story of Taylor Swift, the final lyric is never an ending. It's a promise that even after the curtain falls, the music and the heart behind it will keep playing.